Right, back with the refret on the Axis. The frets are in, on, in. Ba 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 ba. Just got them in, they're overhanging because obviously I've not trimmed the edges yet, I've got bevel the edges, but they're in, they're pretty level. There's a couple of high ones here and there, you always get that. I've gone with super glue. I've used super glue, put strip of tape down there, stop the run out coming out. I had a bit of run out here, but I managed to clean it up. And then I'll show you the edges, to show you where we are with that. Basically the fret wire fits perfectly. A couple of high spots there, I'm going to hammer down in a minute just to check. But once these are all levelled and that, I'm going to do all the levelling and all the polishing tomorrow. Got a bottle of white spirit on here and a rag just for the spill out of the glue, just to get rid of all that. Stanley blade if I need it. I've got out of how many strips? 8 strips. We've got 2.5 strips left. That's 10 frets here, or a safe 7-8 frets here. That's extra. So 2 more fret jobs. The excess I've got from 2 more fret jobs, because I buy some packs of 8. I've got loads in stock. I'm basically getting 4 fret jobs for the price of 3, so it's not really costing me anything. A couple of things on my bench. I've got my fret wire radius fret bender there. That's from Canada. That's really as much as I'm going to do tonight. I'm going to get on tomorrow. I'll get this all taped up on the edges and we'll go across with a beveling file. We'll take these edges off first. We'll get some tape right up to the edge so we don't go into the edge of the fingerboard itself. What I'll do then, I've decided I'm going to hand file these edges so I don't go over on the fingerboard. I'll get the beveling done and then we'll get this screwed onto the onto a nice piece of MDF, thick piece of MDF, and we'll get it on the table jig, the neck jig over there, the Sumac type Vanson neck jig, and we'll get these all levelled and polished off tomorrow. That's going to be tomorrow's work. Then I can crack on with some other stuff I've got. Got plenty of guitars in at the moment, so really we're not doing any more tonight. It's 8:15 Sunday night. I've been pottering about in here for about 5-6 hours. Well, I haven't had my dinner and that. I've probably had about 3 or 4 hours in here. I've not done a lot. I've watched some videos and I've done a bit of work. So I've done quite as much on the Axis as I want to do today. Like I said, I wanted to get to the stage where I'm going to be doing the beveling and the levelling and the polishing tomorrow, and I can get the guitar set up, get that all set up Tuesday. All being well, I'll have all his guitars, I'll take them all back to him Thursday, but we'll see how we are. So rather than waffle on, I'll bid you good evening and I'll get back to you soon. Right, good morning. You've got a different camera angle again, and there's a reason for that. Reason being, the Ernie Ball Axis guitar, I've just done the fret level. Did the refret yesterday, doing the fret level this morning, and I've gone with a completely different setup and technique. Now normally when I'm doing a fret level I'd get everything on the jig, the Sumac type jig there. And how I do that, with a removable neck like this, I bolt the neck. I'm going to move the camera down just so you can see. It'll be much easier for me to explain what's what. I think we've got it right. So normally the neck, I've got a piece of 1-inch thick MDF here with drilled holes, and I'd normally fix the heel through the MDF, and then we'd strap the MDF to the jig, level it all off and get it all supported underneath, blah blah blah. But because this is a 5-bolt affair, I haven't got the holes lined up, and I didn't want to do it just for one guitar. So what I've done is, I'm going to zoom in, I'm going to show you what I have done. And this just like fell into place. Here's my piece of MDF, normally drilled out for a 4-piece or a 3-bolt neck. But because this is flat, this neck anyway, I thought I'd clamp the headstock and I'd double sticky tape this end, the heel end, to this piece of MDF. Then I'll alter a truss rod, which I've done, give me a perfectly level neck, which I've got, blah 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 blah. And then it's just a matter of sanding across with my beam, which I've done. Gone across with the beam. We've levelled off the neck completely now. You see I've not beveled these edges yet. I'm going to do that next. But I wanted to get the frets level first. Now some of these frets are a bit taken off because some were quite high. But they're actually all fine now. I went across first with the 240 grit to take off anything where there's a lot of height. There's a lot of height on this one, quite a lot of height on this one. So I've taken it all off by marking them all up, red and blue pen, blah blah blah, as we do, you know how it works. And once I've got them all level, I kept checking with the fret rocker. I'm going to go across with the fret rocker now and show you. I do 3 areas. I do that side, this side, middle. Just to show we've got no rock, because now this is where the nitty gritty starts and where we get to do the real work. A refret, the work is not in the refret itself, the work is actually in the crowning and the polishing. That's what takes the time. The crowning takes a long time, the polishing takes a long time. Now, as you see, as I've explained before, I'm going across all these. There's absolutely no rock anywhere, by the way, so I know we're level, I know we're neck straight. But like I say, the crowning and the polishing is where the work really comes in. The crowning probably takes the longest, because what I have to do now, as you see, like I say, I've not beveled the edges yet. These frets are absolutely level. I've already checked them off camera, I'm just doing this for you. Sometimes I just take quite a bit of material off one or two. It may not be sitting perfectly level with all the others. I mean, I assure you this one is level. I've actually been across the neck just before I turn the camera on. And there you go. So all the frets have been filed flat, they're level. Now the thing is, they are flat, and we need to put that crown back in. That's where the work comes in. Now, we can't just put the crown in with the neck like this, we have to get it all taped up. But I can't tape the neck up until I've beveled these edges. What we're going to do with these edges, if it's still stinging over, I'm going to file them this way at 90 degrees till we're flat with the edge of the neck. And once that's done, we're going to go with a 35-degree bevel just to bring the edges in. And once that's done, we can look at getting them crowned and get them polished. So that's it, that's where I am. Now this, for instance, this, like I said I did with this MDF. The MDF now, it's double sticky tape here, double-sided sticky tape, and we're clamped on there with a piece of wood, nice and tight. And then all we've done is clamp the MDF to my neck jig table. So it means I can work blah blah blah, I can work blah 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 blah, and then it's a matter of getting my beveling. I should might as well show it while I'm here. First I'm going to go across with this edge, 90 degrees, and what I'm going to do is going to take the edges of these frets off. We're going to bring it right in line with the neck itself without damaging the neck. Then we're going to go across with a 35-degree bevel, both sides, and we're going to bevel these edges over. Blah 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 blah. And I like to go one way if I can, like so. And we're going to get that done. Once that's all done, we can start tying all these frets in. Then we're going to get it taped up, and we're going to get the crowning and polishing done. So that exactly is where I am right now. It's a long-winded affair. I'm not going to film it all because it takes a while. Zoom back out. So I'm going to crack on with this, and I'll come back basically once I've got it all taped up and I've got the polishing done. We've got it on the other table. Back later. Right, back briefly just to show that I've beveled the edges of a fingerboard. I'm going to move the camera down onto the guitar itself, or onto the neck itself. There you go. You're right in there. And I also wanted to show how much mess we make by doing this. Now, like I say, we've gone across with the 90 degrees. We've took the edges off. Then we've come across with beveled with a 35 degrees this way and this way. Blah blah blah. And then what I've done is I've gone with a hand file. It's a number 3 file for those that really need to know. It's a Swiss file. It's got 3 edges, file edges, and it's got 1 flat edge. Now, the flat edge I'll be doing when I do the file in the bevels and take off the burrs. But what I do with this, once I've got it all beveled off, I just take a couple of passes down each edge, just to take off any burrs that may still be there. There's nothing there now. We're taking all the burrs off. Just a couple of passes just to do that. And I'm going to zoom in. I'm just going to show. All this stuff here is, there you go, you can see that. See this stuff here? That's all the filings, look. That's the residue we get. You can see all the filings. If I come really, really close in, you see all the filings from here. Loads of them about. And what we do with those is we just brush them off. Because what I'm going to need to do now is, this is all level and all the frets are level. When I've gone across the level with all the frets again, now this is all level. Let me just come across with Now I'm happy that all the frets are level. With a bit of white spirit, just clean this up. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Just clean up with a little bit of white spirit. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to remove the neck from this, just so I've checked that everything's level and everything's straight. Neck straight, beautiful. I've been across with a fret rocker and checked all the frets. There you go. Absolutely beautiful. So what remains to be done now is I'm going to re-crown all these frets. I'm going to go across with some. I'm going to get them all taped up. I'm going to remove this. Right, in fact I'll remove it right now. Now I'm happy that it's all done. Zoom out and you can see where we're at. There you go. I've got the double-sided tape on there. Might be a bit of a pain to get off. I'll get it off. Easy enough. I could do it in a bit. That's why I don't like using this stuff that much, but it will come off. We'll roll it to get it all rolled off. There you go. You can see there it's all rolling off nice and easy. Double-sided sticky tape off the bottom of there. There's going to be some residue there, look, can get it off easy. Never used this method before, never used double-sided sticky tape. If it's had paint on, I'd be a bit dubious about using it. But that's coming off easy enough. I suppose if we go this way. And again, what I'll do with this is I'll go to wipe up with some white spirit, just to get any residue off there. That's really no. This is no difficulty, is it? How long has that taken me? A minute and a half, 2 minutes, if that. You know, there's that residue there, a bit of residue there. Take off all the dust, I don't want to mark anything up. Some white sprigs on there. There you go, and that's all off, look, a bit of residue there. That's nothing, is it? It's taken me a couple of minutes to do that, get all that off. I'll make sure I've got no residue on there when I come to refitting the neck. But there you go with that. I can put the camera back on me. Bloody blah blah. And here we go. So there you go. That is the neck now refretted. All nice and clean in there. Where it's gone lighter here, we've just hit with the file. That's absolutely no problem at all. We're going to do is we're not going to restain it. We're just going to rub some oil over here because this neck has to be oiled again. We'll clean it up with some white spirit. We'll rub some oil over here. Bring the colour back. Bring it back to natural. All that remains to be done with this now is we're going to get it all taped up. See, they've got the bevels all in there. We've got all the edging done. It'll take a second to have a look at that. If you want to zoom in and have a look closer, then that's completely up to you. You're welcome to do that, of course. I'll just hold it there. You can pause and blah 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 blah. And again, this side, just to see how nice this job is. We'll bring it a little bit closer, just so you can see. All these edges are nicely beveled. All that remains to be done now is I'm going to recrim the frets. These beveled edges I'm going to run over. I'll probably do 4 or 5 strokes of a file just to take these burrs off these edges. A lot of that's going to be done when I do the recrown anyway. So that's it. I'm going to get it taped up, get it ready to go onto the other bench. I could start it today. What time are we at? It's 10 to 3 in the afternoon. I'm going to take dog for a walk now. Taking this nice and leisurely. I'm in no rush. I'm going to go and walk with the dog. It's nice to get out of this room now and again. So that's it. That's where we are. In the controller. I'll come back again when I've got it on the other bench, and I'll show a bit of crowning work. If not, I'll just come back, you know. I'll come up with an update later anyway. Back soon.